hello, welcome to a new live stream. So, we're gonna see today what's going on. Let me welcome all of you. Shafi, welcome, nice to see you, man, again. And Daniel, MSTR, of course, we're gonna do MicroStrategy and AMD for Shafi. Bilyak, hello, hello, how you doing? Free Minds, nice to see you, man. Hello, sir, I miss this theme song too. Thank you, man. I also miss it as well. Well, I couldn't do it even during my trip, and I miss it as well. Nice to see all of you guys. So let's move on and see what's going on in the market today. We're gonna start with NASDAQ. We have SPX, Gold, and Nvidia, Tesla, and Palantir. We have two special requests for AMD and MSTR. And let's drive with it. Nice to see you, Rod, as well. Welcome to the live stream. All right. So yesterday we made a recap and an overview for the whole stock market with our live stream. And I mentioned yesterday that our target for today is gonna be this blue box, which is nicely hit today. Very nice to see it hit, of course, 1.27, 1.618 after having here 1, 2. We have another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is your wave 5 unfolding, extended, of course, as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Basically, I would like to see the common target, which is the 1.618. Now, of course, the 1.27 is nice, but is an uncommon target, preferably, of course, to have the 1.618. And in this case, I would say on the lower time frame here, let's see if we still have some space for one more move toward the upside. Well, if this is your wave 4 here, if this is your wave 4, well, basically it can be, guys, it can still possible. So let me check also the wave 2 based on the wave 4 alternation. We have here 1, 2, wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, it can be, and we have the wave 4 therefore here, so it can be over there. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it can be possible. Can be possible. If this is a 1, 2, 3 here, you have an impulse toward the upside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This wave 5 still have one more space toward the upside to move, of course, for one more leg. So basically, I would say that this impulse is almost close to be finished and done, but yeah, preferably to reach the 1.618, and it might be possible. Okay, so basically what we are looking at here in our covering, let me just put everything on the screen here. So if you remember, of course, after the trade war escalation and so on, we start to see, of course, a massive drop, and we start to recover, and we, of course, followed this recover exactly from this low, and we had to expect, of course, something for higher. If you remember, we were following potential leading diagonal, if you remember. And in the leading diagonal, of course, we lost somehow the wave 4 because it didn't interfere with the zone 1, which it was perfect. And we said, okay, it looks like the market is moving very impulsive and is recovering towards the upside impulsively and not just in leading diagonal, which it was really nice to see it unfolding right now. And here we go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 is unfolding right now as following. So we have here your wave 3 finished here. You have your wave 4 given as kind of like a running flat, right? And you have here right now a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing kind of like this wave 5 and then starting finally this wave 4 in the round shape. Meaning this wave 5 still need, of course, one more wave toward the upside. I mean here major wave, yeah, almost like this one, this wave 5 to finish a wave 5. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3. Despite that, we still have a small leg here inside. Okay, to finish a wave 3, we might see a major wave 4 and then major wave 5 to finish, of course, the whole impulse toward the upside. What is next? Of course, this is your wave 1, meaning once we finish this wave 5 in the top here, I'm gonna turn off this so we can see. So this is gonna be your wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, continuation toward the upside. Why? Because we saw also yesterday in the all-time history, we are looking here at a 1, 2, right? And this formation of this impulse, the current one, is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish a wave 3, 4, and a 5. Because in a major overview, we are in big yellow scenario 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yep. So this is for NASDAQ. We're still looking a little bit for higher before we start to move for lower in a wave 4 in the orange scenario here. Let's see SPX, and let's write also the timing. So we started NASDAQ, I believe, at 11 minute, and now for SPX we are at 15 minute almost. Okay, so SPX, well, nothing not expected so far. Perfect. We're still looking for this wave 5 to be finished. And yesterday we said, okay, we still need, of course, to see some higher prices. This impulse is not done yet. We're still looking here at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5 potentially unfolding. Now, of course, SPX is hard a little bit to see exactly the price action because of the gaps and so on, but we still can manage it a little bit. But obviously, we have double 1, 2. Obviously, your wave 3 is here, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Still unfolding. You have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish this final wave toward the upside. Okay, this is on the 15-minute chart, a micro level. So I believe that we might still have a little bit higher prices, probably, but be careful. After this one more high, we might drop down. Why? Because SPX is a little bit different, guys. You have, of course, one wave 4 and a 5 still. Okay. NASDAQ still have double wave 4, 5. We're gonna see how they are going to manage this together, as how they will align together. Because NASDAQ still have 4, 5 and 4, 5, but SPX still have one more 4, 5. We're gonna see. Maybe we get an extended wave 5, and then you get a deeper wave 4 inside it, and then get another wave 5. Yeah, so it might do like a double, kind of like this, inside it. Meaning, of course, it might be, of course, an extended wave 5 for SPX. So we're gonna see. But basically, we have potentially one more high on the lower time frame, and we have to seek, of course, anyway for a wave 4 and a 5 in the yellow scenario. Don't forget your wave 2 is a running flat here, and that means, since you have a flat, that means your wave 4 might be deep and might be sharp. It might be a zigzag. Okay, it might be a zigzag coming back to this area, I believe. It can come back to this area as a zigzag and then moving toward the upside for this final wave 5. Okay. Well, hopefully not, but maybe, I mean, normally when you have several waves 4, it comes back to the previous one. This is your previous wave 4. But if you have even more wave 4s, it can be also to the lowest one. That means like this, and then moving higher. But we're gonna see, of course. We're gonna estimate it step by step, but we have to be ready. This is what I'm saying. We have to be ready for something lower that is start to unfold for this wave 4. Okay. So basically I can read almost 5 waves inside it. Here we go. If you go on the 15-minute chart, you can read here a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, extended wave 5. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This wave 5 is double 1, 2s here, and something probably still unfolding just as one more leg, and we start the drop toward the downside. So I would say everything is finished here, almost. Guys. So risk management, just be ready. Be ready just for the next potential swing. What we have next is the gold. We're gonna see what the gold is doing at 19 minutes. All right, so let's go to the gold. Today, I think the gold therefore is moving down since the market is doing very well. Let's check. Oh yeah, of course. Yes, so as you know, it's always the opposite between gold and the US stock market. When the stock market is performing good, you might see the gold, of course, moving down. And here we go. The gold is moving down. We already have our scenario for the gold, as I mentioned. We might have topped for an all-time high for the gold here on the daily and weekly and monthly even. So this is a major top here and very psychological number, which is of course the 3,500 exactly, right? So 3,500 can of course be the top for the gold here. We have three waves toward the downside. Obviously, we have a W, X, and a Y. Again, three waves. And currently, you're looking for lower. At least your next target is a 1-to-1 fib level, given, of course, for a wave C. In this wave C, you would like to get, of course, an impulse because it has to be impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's move inside it to see what's going on over there. Now, this was invalidation of a bearish in which scenario? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, yes, that was yesterday. That was exactly yesterday. I gave this invalidation. Be careful. We were still in this area when we did the live stream, and we gave this one. And I mentioned if the price takes the 3,338, that means, of course, an invalidation. And it didn't, and it moved towards the downside for a reason, right? Because it wants that this impulse to succeed as a bearish. So be careful. And that means, of course, we are looking for 1, 2 here, 1, 2, and potentially even another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to unfold towards the downside. So basically, this is very bearish, guys. So we have to be careful. You have a leading diagonal. Normally, when you have a leading diagonal, again, I repeat this and I say it many times on both channels, crypto and stocks. Most of the time, when you get a leading diagonal, it might be, of course, 70% a wave 1 for an impulse, more than the wave A, B, and a C as a zigzag. When you have a leading diagonal, it might be wave 1, 2, and then you have another 1, 2 here, and potentially another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, continuation toward the downside, guys. So be careful. This is your wave 3 is unfolding towards lower prices, and it might, of course, hit this target as requested. And definitely we need double 1, 2, by the way. We need a double 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, so you can be able to reach this target. What's gonna happen next? Well, of course, until that time, but basically it might be, of course, just still 3 waves corrective. I'm expecting another 3 waves and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. So I'm even expecting much lower prices for the gold in the future. I still don't believe we're gonna take the high again right now for the current price, because of course, as we mentioned yesterday, on the weekly and all-time history, we have topped for the gold. Yeah, the gold is of course facing now double scenarios. In the double scenarios, you need a correction. Okay, the double scenarios are 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 leading diagonal, where you have topped in zigzag, another zigzag for the wave 3. You have a correction here. You need, after a finished zigzag, you need a correction for a wave 4. This is your deepest correction that you might have in case this scenario is unfolding. And of course, because a deeper correction will need to hit the 0.23 fib level, taken from this start of the wave 2 to the top of it, yeah, of the wave 3. Retracement, minimum retracement is 0.23, meaning if you are in a diagonal here, wave 4, you might even face a 1,263 for the the most common targets, 0.38. Don't forget this leading diagonal still can range inside this box here, the green one. The green one can still, or even you can simply, let me show you something here. You can simply copy paste this double top taken from the top here, and then just bring it to take the wave 2 here, and you see until when this diagonal wave 4 can range. Once you cross this line, the parallel taken from the tops here, meaning that this wave 4 becomes longer than the wave 2 invalidation of diagonal. Okay, that is very bearish. But yeah, so as you can see, you can range even under this box. Okay, so you have to be careful. This is the ultimate bearish right now for gold. But of course, don't forget that is a simple bearish scenario, I mean short term, which is this blue box here. Since you have, of course, here a scenario where you might be in a 1-2 and a wave 3 toward the upside, okay? With the wave 3 has to be an impulse, right? If this is your extended wave 1 in the orange here, yeah, your extended wave 1 impulsive, you got your wave 2, you got your wave 3, which is shorter than the wave 1. You need a wave 4, which it should hit the 0.23 taken from the bottom here to the top. And then, of course, unfolding wave 5 toward the upside, which it should be shorter than the wave 3. By all means, with this, you will finish a wave 3, major wave 3, or a wave C, A, B, and a C, or a big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you will tell me, but how it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the yellow scenario, as an impulse, and you have 3 waves toward the upside? Well, here comes the things. If we go back so much in the history, I don't know if this is visible. I hope that it is visible on the OBS. But you can see some small price action here from the 60s, 1967. And that is exactly after the World War II, guys. So you can see kind of like, yeah, I mean, kind of like price action here, like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so that can be an impulse toward the upside. And this makes a lot of difference, guys. If you have an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 1, you can consider this as an impulse. Meaning 1, 2, wave 3 has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish a wave 3. And then your wave 4 is gonna be not leading diagonal, meaning you're allowed to not interfere with this area, and you're allowed that your wave 4 is very shallow. And that means, of course, you can move for higher after it for a wave 5. And it gives you already a wave 5, which is an additional higher prices for later on. This is the difference, guys. This is the difference, of course. But you know, I try always to cover most of the scenarios, so even I take it as zigzag, potentially zigzag, and potential another zigzag. In this case scenario, you would like to see the wave 4 interfering with the zone 1, guys. Yeah, so preferably to get inside this zone here. If you are in a wave 4, sorry, in a leading diagonal, this wave 4, yeah. So preferably that it reaches the zone 1, otherwise it doesn't work with the rules, yeah, for a leading diagonal, and therefore we have to be careful. However, we're gonna take it step by step. Currently, 2,586 is the next target, minimum target for the gold, and therefore that's why I'm saying it's gonna be a longer correction for the gold, and until we reach the right price, and then we move higher again. Cool. That was for the gold. I think we took so much time for the gold, but you love it, guys. I know it. That's why I went deep. So Nvidia, yep, let's see Nvidia. Nvidia is exploding, right? Our last analysis yesterday, after my trip, I was like, "Ooh, what a nice pump." Okay, so basically we are on the 2 hours chart here. Okay, on the 2 hours chart, we said, of course, that we are here in a wave 1, 2. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside unfolding, right? In the orange scenario. So basically right now you have finished the wave 5. Can be, of course, I'm gonna dive deeper, of course, inside it to check if we were done 100%. But basically it is very close. It might be ended or it might not be, still have a little bit higher prices. But that means you have to be ready for a wave 4, okay? You have to be ready for a wave 4 in the white scenario. And this is exactly what we said yesterday. Stock market, most of them, NASDAQ, SPX, Nvidia, Pltr, Tesla, all of them are looking for kind of like a correction in a wave 4 and then continuation toward the upside. So we're still in a bullish direction, definitely. But yeah, we need a correction right now, right? So as you can see, the wave 2 is deep, is a zigzag. You might have a wave 4 maybe not very deep. It might be a flat somehow like this, okay? Don't forget the timing. This correction is gonna take so much time based on the wave 2, guys, okay? So the timing, let me check if that is true, by the way, because we have timing here in the blue box, but I think I didn't made it yet 100% because we didn't came to this scenario yet, but now we are. So wave 4, here we go. Yes, here we go. This is the minimum timing required, all right? Perfection is 1-to-1 fib level, but I would say like wave 4, normally it takes double time, guys. So minimum time now for correction, it might take a while, guys. It might take until 25 July. Sorry, 2nd of July, 2025, okay? 2nd of July, 2025, meaning we are right now at 27. Okay, it might take a week. Yeah, it might take minimum a week because minimum is here. It can be longer, of course. It can be even until mid of July to move toward the upside again. So yeah, we're gonna see. So let's move inside it to see if we really finished or not yet. So let's count the waves here. And maybe we should go to the extended, or we are in the extended hours, trading hours. Perfect. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So I believe that we still, of course, need one more wave, 4 and a 5 towards the upside. We're not done yet. Let me put the count, by the way. So we have 1, 2, very shallow wave 2, by the way. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3. You have a wave 4 here, and you still need a wave 5 in the gray. To finish, of course, a wave 5 in the orange, wave 3, and therefore we start our scenario for this wave 4. Cool. All right, so that is for Nvidia. Yeah, everything is still as expected. Let's see Tesla. 32. Okay, for Tesla. All right, for Tesla, we said yesterday that we might still be here in an ABC formation. I believe it can be. Or we are in a formation for kind of a yeah, WXNY in the daily. Let me show you exactly. So, okay, in the bullish, you are looking here for a zigzag as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, ending diagonal for a wave C. Because in the all-time history, you have, of course, an A, B, and a C. So your wave B can, of course, be there, finished. You are bullish, you're looking for higher, right? That means you would like to see, of course, simply one more leg toward the upside. If you are bearish, be careful. You might be in a big A, B, and a C, which is an expanding flat here. 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaning this your wave 1, this is your wave 2. You're looking for a wave 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. This is an incredible, massive move for Tesla, so you have to be careful. It might hit the $70 and $50 for a wave C, okay? Another scenario is a W, X, and a Y, meaning this can be less damage, I would say. It can be simple a zigzag, okay? Having 3 ways expanding flat for W, zigzag for the X, and a zigzag for the Y, okay? Now, if it wants to range much more longer time, it can be an A, B, C, D, and an E. Don't forget the wave Y can be flat, can be zigzag, or it can be, of course, a triangle. Now, when you have a flat here, preferably to have alternation, okay? Meaning zigzag or triangle, yep, for the wave Y. Currently on the lower time frame, we are looking at the following scenario here as an impulse, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So if you are impulsive and you're still looking for that diagonal that we saw, of course, on the daily, you would like to see, of course, higher prices, continuation of this wave 1, 2 here, and then 3, 4, and a 5, okay? Well, basically here, even like this wave 4, by the way, this wave 4 is here, finished as triangle. Here we go. This is your triangle. Here we go. And then starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished wave 1. Yeah, I believe that you might see, of course, an ABC correction. Okay, it's like an A, B, and a C, wave 2. Um, but be careful. If you take the low, that means we're moving with the bearish scenarios. One of them, WX and Y, that we saw, of course, on the daily, or a lower ABC expanding flat. Okay, so we have to be careful. If we take the low here, it's done. One of the bearish scenario is taking lead. Okay. All right, guys, that is for Tesla. So let's see Palantir at 35 minutes. So with Palantir, well, expected, of course. We still have, yeah, I mean, I believe we still, it can be finished even. Yeah, it can be finished 4 and wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is done and finished. Potentially, if you are bullish here, you might seek after a wave 4 towards the downside, guys. Okay, you might seek for a wave 4 and then wave 5 towards higher prices again. Okay, so as well in confluence with Nvidia, with NASDAQ and SPX, Palantir might of course move for wave 4 in the next price action. So just be ready, guys, of course. Nothing to add on Palantir. Everything is still, of course, ranging inside this diagonal, and I believe that it still might unfold a wave 4 after all. For AMD, as for your special requests, let's start with AMD. Let's see what AMD is doing. Sorry guys, AMD. Here we go. Okay, let's check an overview first for AMD. Okay, even we need the weekly, even 2 weeks. All right. Yep. Great. So for AMD, we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Impulse toward the upside, defining the direction of the market here. And we're looking, of course, at a wave 1 or a wave A. After all, A, B, and a C, or WX and a Y, but this is an ABC, where you have finished, of course, kind of like ending diagonal. Now, wave 3 is longer than wave 1, but with the new rules of Elliott wave, wave 3 is allowed to be a little bit longer than the wave 1 in a diagonal. The important thing that it should still looking like kind of contracting, but yeah. However, if it is an ending diagonal, okay, it's fine. We finished a correction. If it is a W, X, and a Y, it is the same situation. Yeah, so it is corrective. You finish wave 2, you finish wave B potentially, and you're moving toward the upside. This move toward the upside might be your A, B, and a C, right? Or your 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Now, if you have here finished wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, let's check this wave 5, which I believe it's not finished and done yet. Why? Because you don't, well, it can be. It still can be. Let me check on the daily to see it clearer. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. No, it's not. It's not impulsive. Now it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? It looks like, but this is kind of like a trap because there is no 1, 2, 3 here. Yeah? Your wave 3 is not impulsive. Where is impulse here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, this is corrective, and that's why I left it as a wave V. Okay, that's true then. So an A, B, and a C here. We are looking for this blue box, of course, that it might be unfolding something maybe corrective. Now we were looking, of course, for something lower, but we get invalidation. Oh, great. Invalidation of bearish has been given. And that means something else is unfolding rather than A, B, and a C. Of course, we're not bullish yet, guys. Even if you got invalidation, it doesn't mean that you are bullish here. It can be, of course, that you are looking for something like triangle A, B, C, D, E, okay, which is running triangle because your wave B is higher than the start, A, B, C, D, and E, and then moving toward the upside. Or it can be, don't forget the W, the X, and the wave Y here, okay? It can be W, X, and a Y, or it can be a triangle here. So we have to be careful with it. Now, if we move inside it, of course, this is an impulse. Definitely, it's looking like an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it mean that we are 100% bullish? Well, I would say not yet, okay? Because don't forget that if you are in triangle, you need an impulse, guys, okay? ABC has to be a zigzag, okay? So it has to be ABC, impulse, correction, impulse, okay? So don't get, of course, fooled with it. But I mean, it still can be, of course, a nice opportunity. Since you have an impulse here, definitely you're having a zigzag. Okay. If you break the 1-to-1 fib level and you move high and you take the all-time high, okay, then we are bullish. I have to consider, therefore, this is something impulsive, despite what we got here. I don't know why, but yeah, we have to consider this something impulsive, despite this price action here for the wave 3. But I doubt it. Very low possibility. I believe that we might have such a zigzag here for kind of like triangle like that, guys. Here we go. Yep. And then you get a wave E, finishing this, and then moving toward the upside. Cool. So I would say this impulse is very close to be done and finished for a wave A. So be careful, be ready for a wave B, C, of course, A, B, C, zigzag, and then moving down, and then pushing up and taking all-time high. Okay, so basically, this is what I'm looking for in AMD. I would say this wave 4 is not finished yet. All right, the next one is a MicroStrategy at 42. Right, okay. Let's see, MicroStrategy. Yes, so basically we had also some counting here on the all-time history. Okay. Okay, we have to count, of course, the psychology of the market has started exactly at this area where you have a leading diagonal. Remember, a leading diagonal means, of course, impulse wave 1, 1, 2, and we are probably moving toward the upside here as 1, 2, 1, 2, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, very, very complicated, but still, of course, I mean, you can consider it 1, 2, 1, 2 in this case, and yeah, but you have to be careful also from this zigzag. Yeah, like a zigzag X, and you're having another W here. Okay, another zigzag, meaning you finish W kind of like X, maybe a wave Y, ABC expanding flat, but I don't really trust it yet. Let's have a bullish scenario here as well, because this is very impulsive. So despite everything we are looking at, I'm gonna put a bullish scenario here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is the major, but let me, by the way, group this in one folder. So this is yeah, the lower time frame. Okay, here we go, and I'm gonna start a new count for the bullish here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then another 1, 2, A, B, C. I'm just looking if this is an impulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is a wave 2 here. 3, 4, and a 5. It's a longer wave 2. Yep, this is your white scenario. Let's put it in bracket white. Okay. And then you have a final wave 1, 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your main wave 1. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, and a 5. So if MicroStrategy is very bullish, you have to consider, of course, triple 1, 2s. 1, 2. Your wave 2 here is ABC running flat, okay? Running flat without reaching the low. and then moving for another 1, 2, and you're looking for a wave 3, 4, 5. Meaning, if this is your 1, 2 here, this wave 3 has to be very high. Okay, guys, it has to continue for higher prices. So if we take this as a 1, 2, wave 3 as an impulse, here we go. Preferably to take the 1 point, now we took the 1.27, but preferably to take the 1.618. So that is a confirmation that we might be in an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, preferably to take the 795 still. Meaning on the lower time frame, 2 hours chart, we are looking here at definitely something corrective. If this is an impulse here, you are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. Let me check. This is a low even. Yeah, that's very. I prefer to bring this as W, X, and a Y, somehow like that. And here starting, of course, the 1, 2. Yep, can be. Otherwise, you have to consider double, or big wave 1, A, B, and a C as a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. But I don't like it. The wave 2 took the 886. I prefer to consider it as truncated correction here and starting a wave 1, 2. And truncation means something reversal. And this is exactly what we are looking at, right? So once you get a truncation, so probability is high for truncation here somehow, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially can be, okay? Can be. Let me check here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Okay, yes. Can be perfect. A, B, and a C. Did we invalidate the wave C? Let me check. 1. Oh, yeah, invalidation taken here. But let me check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so A, B, C, definitely corrective. Yeah, W, X, and a Y, guys. W, X, and a Y. Finishing with 3 waves. Okay. So can be, but don't forget that even the wave 2 can be longer. It can be like 3 waves down, 3 waves up, again to finish a wave 2. So be careful. I don't see it really very, very bullish yet. I mean, I think that this wave 2 still need a little bit lower prices, maybe. Preferably, to be honest, because I don't like this correction, how it ends up here. And it took the 886, even if a truncation, I don't like it. I mean, I would like to see, of course, a clearer price, like taking the low and then moving for higher. Therefore, I recommend be careful, okay? So it might still moving for lower before moving for the wave 3, okay? This is my highest probability. Even if you see something like, okay, like moving very high, impulsive, and so on, it can be, of course, a trap. Be careful, guys, okay, with MicroStrategy. I think it's still bullish in overall, but this, I don't see it ready yet. I think one more low before moving higher. This is what I think. Highest probability. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we are looking at for MicroStrategy. I was so close to say a Michael Saylor. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for MicroStrategy. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. Okay, so wave 3 is here. Can here be finished 5, 3, 4, and a 5. So that's too high. Okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna see how this is going to unfold. Yeah, in the opposite one, let me group this also as daily. Let me check the other count that we had before. So let's see here what we were counting and if something else has unfolded. So we were looking for a wave 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, but the wave 2 is very short here. And we said, okay, that this might be a wave 1, 2. Now, okay, that's right. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And as you can see, that the invalidation of the bullish is not taken. You see this one, okay? And that's true. Honestly, that is true. But what I don't like is that the wave 2 is very deep and it took almost the 886. But honestly, I cannot say even like, okay, there is no way to move for higher because of course we are in a potential 1 2 3 4 and a 5, so the wave 4 is not invalidated yet despite this weird thing here. Yeah, and also here. Yeah, so here I still see, like as I mentioned before, it's not nice finishing here as well again. Yeah, very taking only the 886. So how many 886, this is a question, how many 886 can it handle before it move like massively toward the downside? That's why I still see that at least the wave 4 is not finished yet. Yeah, at least the wave 4 is not finished yet. And here you might be in A, B, and a C, very big wave 2. So your impulse as a wave 1 is given directly. Then you got an A, 3 waves, and then wave B, very complex, and a wave C as well, diagonal. But this is very huge. And then the wave C went very deep. So be careful with this one, guys. This is what I want to say. You're very welcome, Shafi. You're very welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. That was it for today. I wish you to have a nice day and always trade safe. Bye bye.